don't think I belong here. I don't think I fit in.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you do.
Oh, no, I mean it. I mean it. It's just somebody must have goofed if I gotta stay here another day.
Peace. It's Professor Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
Which means it's too strong.
Wow, that is an ugly look, man. Hold on for a second, man. I got everything in the whole room showing on this camera. Shout out to everyone. Shawnee Black, peace. What's up, Queen? Where you been? All right, God's own DJ. What's happening with you? The Bull Don Philly 215. Double B, what's happening, man? All right, so this is Professor Griff. I'm just getting black in town, and yeah, just getting my feet grounded again. Shout out to everyone from Avalon Village in Highland Park, Michigan, right next to Detroit. I had a beautiful time. Peace, Quan. What's happening with you? All right. Shout out to everyone, and I can't even tell you all the places I've been. Shout out to the Wizard KG. All right. Yeah, at the bomb shelter. On Long Island, New York. All right. Wow, it's it's been like 2 weeks since I've been in front of this microphone. So, all right. Salute, Quan. What's good with you? All right. So listen. All right. This conversation tonight dealing with how does social experiments work? What are social experiments? And does race play a part in the social experiments? There's a few I want to talk about, and then we'll dive into this particular discussion. Have your social experiment on deck. Don't jump the gun. Let me get it out first so we can talk. All right, Carlos, all the way from Miami, the bottom we call it. All right, so two experiments I want to talk about, social experiments I want to talk about. Number one, of course, you already know about the social experiment that's being passed around on the internet now. And the social experiment works a little bit something like this. There are two gentlemen pretending to be blind. One white, one black. They are walking, and they walk up next to individuals, and they grab their arm to get some assistance, right? The white man gets all the assistance in the world. All right? Everyone, both black, white, Asian, whatever, wants to assist the white man. But when a black man does the same thing, roughly, different people, he is always shunned, and in most cases, they wipe their arm off where the black man has touched them. What does this social experiment prove? And does race play a factor in this social experiment? Another social experiment, which I'm quite familiar with, which I'm sure you are quite familiar with. A lady by the name of Jane Elliott does the blue eye experiment, which is another social experiment on a wider scale. In the experiment, she showed how invisible racism affects individuals and communities, and it plays into the psyche of white people. She does the brown eye, blue eye experiment. How many people are familiar with this experiment? Okay. Frida D. The D is for delight. I thought it was for Detroit or Dallas. I'm sorry. I remember. Okay. You said Frida. Okay, Frida. I got you, sis. Right? How many people have seen this experiment, the blue eye, brown eye experiment by Jane Elliott? If you haven't, go on YouTube and look up Jane Elliott and sit through one of those blue eye, brown eyes experiments. So basically, she's asking how many white people in the audience would like to actually trade places with black people by showing hands. Okay. And you're right, Quan. I heard that. He said Jane Elliott is a charlatan. She speaks on black issues, but asked if black people deserve reparations. She says no. That's very hypocritical. All right. Teaches about how black people have been mistreated, but yet we're owed nothing, right? It's hypocritical. Okay. All right. So what social experiment have you witnessed in person or online that you would like to speak about? The blind one spoke volumes to me with the two blind gentlemen. It speaks to the fact that regardless of what your condition is, you should never expect anyone to come to your aid because people in general hate black people. Hate black people. I put up a social experiment the other day, and it was just basically, and I said, basically, I didn't know that in the animal world, racism exists among animals. My experiment was I showed how a gentleman was giving away dog food, and he started stacking the cans on the brown dog side and the white dog side. But he started giving the white dog more cans, and the black dog got angry, and the brown dog got angry. This is critical. Does racism play a part in these social experiments? While we're waiting on that, if anyone is still interested in taking firearms classes, please contact me at 678-557-2919. Or, Quan, if you have my other website, can you please put it up? www. Matter of fact, let me put it up. Hold on. www.public, and then the letters NME.me. All right? Hold on. For firearm training. Hold up. Got it. All right. What was some of the early widespread social experiments, Quan? It was the ghettos in Europe, which was implemented here. So let me ask you something. Are we presently living in a social experiment? Thor and Acostia? Peace, what's good? How is Solange doing? Frida, unless I got a second wife, I'm not married to a Solange. Solange is Beyonce's sister. I'm not married to Beyonce's sister. I don't think my wife's name is Solange. I don't think so. Last time I checked, I don't think her name is Solange. Anyway, yeah. Are we living in a social experiment? So if we've been captured by the negative aliens that created the matrix, I think we've always been. Okay. I don't know. Elaborate on what you mean by social experiment. Wow. Social experiment meaning, one example could be, are we living in a simulation? Carrie says, yes, we are totally living in a social experiment. Okay. You crazy, man. D.E. Sarconi? I guess that's your name? Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Oh, Frida, you still got the name wrong. Frida, you just need to pause for a second, love. Just Google it, man. I'm sure. But anyway, the social experiment that I've come to know it's probably the social experiment that I think everyone is familiar with, so to speak. A wider and even deeper social experiment. Like there are some movies that portrayed the social experiment. I think it was the Truman Show. Is it? Somebody help me out. It's all right, Frida. We good. Um, the Truman Show showed it was a social experiment. Um, the Stepford Wives. What other movies? That I can remember. There was one or two other movies that showed that this was a social experiment. It's like, um, I think it was the Truman Show. Yeah. Edwin Wallace, I'm not sure if the Manchurian candidate would fit that. Thank you very much, Frida. Dark City was a good one. Yes. Is that the one? Oh, what's the black woman's name? The actress. Dark City. That played Tina Turner. What is her name? You said Divergent? Okay. Can somebody tell me who was the woman that played Tina Turner in the movie? Oh, and you said in the movie number 23? Mm. Angela Bassett. Damn. Positive_soul. Thank you. Damn. Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, Dark City. It was critical. Yeah, and so are they saying that we are, and they're putting it in front of us for us to entertain ourselves while we're living in the social experiment? And what social experiment do you think that we do you think that we're in, if we're in one at all? So the question, we beg to ask the question, what is real and what was Memorex? You remember that commercial? You remember the parquet butter that was asking, is it real butter? Um, we don't know. We're having a hard time trying to figure out now, because now that AI has reared its ugly head. Now, trust me, fam, AI has been around for a minute. I think in order for them to make it so widely available, they already had to have tested this AI. So what can we look at right now that if you take a deeper look at it, it would let us know that AI has been around for a long time. Let me start off, and then maybe y'all could join in and help me out. How about when you Google something and Google goes into the ionosphere and pulls down information and gives you your answer? Is that AI? If that's the case, and if that is AI, then it's been around for a long time. So my moving crew support team says we're going into a digital simulation now. What does that digital simulation look like? And then what would be real and then what would be fake? How many people seen the movie Megan? How many people seen the movie Megan? By a show of hands. Nicole Ford says predictive text is also an example of AI. Predictive text. Meaning what, Miss Nicole Ford? Positive Soul said she's seen Megan. Are these, peace, Tina Ray, what's good with you? Are these, this AI, putting it in a movie, and thank you, Miss Nikki, Shady Lady. They're putting it in film now. So is it all right to let you in on what's been going on probably for the last 10 years? Or, okay, I'm going to slow down. Someone says, Griff, you asking too many questions too fast. Predictive programming been going on way before AI. GPS maps could be AI. Okay, someone said for at least 30 years. Reality check GA says, I've worked in IT for 20 years, and the future they want to look like Bruce Willis movie Surrogates, okay? They want your kids dating robots, grandma tucked in and cared for by robots, okay? So have we already been interacting with robots? There's a gentleman on the West Coast by the name of Siddiqui Bakari who's been teaching about transhumanism for a long time. Ms. Nicole Ford says, like when you start typing a word and the processing program gives you the options to finish the word you want to say, or search as in phone messaging or Google searching, etc. Thank you, Ms. Ford. Really appreciate that. I meant word. My phone kept putting world instead. Okay. Or they can control your phone. I was doing some research on the magic wands, and this was years and years back. And I put in number 2 pencil. Straight up, that shit said number 2 penis. And I'm like, yo, whoa, hold up. I did not say that, bro. For real. Or 2-inch penis or whatever the hell it said. I was like, no, pencil. So yeah. Yes, they have seen what they're doing in China and Japan. Robotic technology on 10, basically on steroids. So you're saying the AI movies were announced as though this is the future, but actually they had this technology for a long time, so it was actually the present for them. Okay. So the question now becomes, how does social experiments work? Does race play a part in social experiments? What kind of social experiments have you seen on the internet so far? Yeah, sometimes when you're doing 2 or 3 things and you're talking to the phone and it's talk to text and it sends the message out, and the person might say, clarify that or go back over and just kind of clear that up because I don't know what you're talking about. And then when you read it back, it says, damn, I didn't mean to say it like that. So you saw the latest blind men experiment. Okay. So you're saying Jamie Foxx might be part of an experiment now. I've seen the latest things that people have been putting up about Jamie Foxx. And Barack Obama said they found someone dead on his Mar-a-Lago property. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, okay, the conspiracy theorists might go wild with this. They're putting up pictures of Jamie Foxx side by side, and they're saying he's a clone now. Trust me, whatever Jamie Foxx is suffering from, I'm truly thinking that he is going to lose weight, fam. So if you're the kind of individual that you just jump on the bandwagon and says he's a clone, I would like for you to prove that, please. My phone number is 678-557-2919. How many people seen the movie They Cloned Tyrone? How do y'all know what a clone looks like? I'm curious, because a minute ago y'all was saying my ass was cloned. So help me out with this. I really wish we would stop with the Jamie Foxx thing. It's starting to get played out. Because unless you know what a clone actually looks like, come on, stop, fam. No. We're talking about social experiments. So if you're on here trolling, thinking we're going to dive off into the Jamie Foxx thing, that he's a clone and it's a social experiment, you're trying to tie it in. Yeah, no. Come on. No. You said you've seen cloned animals in documentaries? Okay. Okay. So Tyrone was a clone. I didn't see the movie yet. Y'all don't have to give it away. I am going to see it because I'm just curious. Jamie Foxx is in a movie called about cloning, and then he gets sick, ends up in the hospital for a few months, and then now he's out walking among us, and everyone says he's cloned. Okay. All right. I don't even know how to respond to some of these things, man. And so I'm saying to y'all, where do I go to look at how someone is cloned or what to look for? Do they have a twitch in their eye or boogers in their nose, or what am I supposed to look for? Like, how do y'all know so quick? Y'all the expert on cloning? I'm just curious. Anyway, a social experiment. I've watched Jane Elliott's social experiment, and it's very compelling argument when she talks about the idea of separating people based on a physical characteristic. All right. So as much as we talk about the race construct, a lot of people cannot give us a peep into the time frame in which we was existing, black and white people, prior to the racial construct. Can anyone give us a peep into what that world was like before the social construct? Yeah, okay. Help me out, fam. I'm waiting on your response. Before the social construct. Assalamu alaikum, brother Eric X. Was good with you, bro. Before the race construct, what did the world look like? The experiment depends on a particular social approach where the main source of the information is a participant's point of view and knowledge. Got you. Okay. Mm. Chad Jomo Kenyatta. Peace. What's up, bro? Virtual clones are being done for a new virtual world. All right. Thank you, Daryl. He said the world was mostly black people. When you say mostly black people, were there anyone else on the planet? A-Tone, One Love. I don't think that is true, sir. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't think that's true. You said race has always been a key tool in all civilizations, old and new. Show me where race was a key tool before white people were on the planet. We're talking before the social construct now. So in Egypt, not ancient Egypt, but Egypt, the Roman Empire had different races living side by side. Race had nothing to do with status or rank. Okay. Ben Frank, I'm not sure if we can say ancient Kemet because I don't think white people were there doing the ancient part. All right. Okay. Look up the word ancient. All right. Okay. D.E. Saccone said before there were white people. What does that mean? D.E., I'm sure you know white people weren't always on the planet. Do we have to lay that out? I'm just assuming that everyone already knows that. My bad if you don't know that. So help me out. A-Tone, One Love, that's way beyond my pay grade, bro. Come on, talk to me. If we're talking about Miss Wendy Boggs, how are you? Been a long time, Wendy. Where you been? So then, if there was a time before white people were on the planet, and then here we are at a time now where people are, according to y'all, cloning people and we're living in a simulation and nothing is really real. What are we moving towards? A-Tone, One Love. I ain't been on a job that long. You know, sometimes when you get a new job, you got to go through a probationary period of like 90 days or something. I ain't even been here that long, A-Tone. That's way, way above my pay grade, bro. I don't even know what that means. Um, Go Romain Jerome. Yeah, that's way. I can't even address that, bro. I'm not that damn smart. Hey, Professor, love from Northern California. Says what she wants. Give thanks, says what she wants. Peace. And Quan, maybe I started a conversation that's way above my pay grade because some of the stuff I'm reading, I have absolutely no clue about. Frida says, my vision is balance is coming back to the planet. I'm brutally honest about these things. I just can't. That's why I got Quan on here, because maybe she can help me. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Go Roman Jerome, what were they before the Bible was written? You said they're Edomites. What were they before the Bible was written? I know, Quan. I opened up Pandora's box. I know. And I'm catching hell for it right now. Because there's 5, 6 different conversations going on. And I don't have a goddamn clue. So, A-Tone, do you work at a school or something? Because, yeah, because what you're talking about, I've never heard of in my life. And August 1st, which is probably a week or so from now, I will be 63 years old. And I have never, ever, ever heard of these things. Ever. Like, did I say ever? Let me say it again. Ever. Ever, ever? Forever, ever? Yeah, no. Okay, but A-Tone, normally in these kind of conversations, it's a beautiful, oh, thanks. Armando, 7th Octave was dope band. Thank you. Normally in these kind of conversations don't laugh, Quan. Now you're crying. Okay. On these conversations like this, what I tend to do is keep it at a level where we can have participation from all of us. So without insulting anyone, I try to keep it at a 8 to first year of college kind of level. If you can understand what I'm saying, that's the best way I can put it. I'm just tuning in. What's the topic? We're talking about social experiments. How does social experiments work? And does race play a part in the social experiments? But we're off on something else now. We're talking about ancient tablets and why is water wet and how much air does the average person breathe in the course of, a lifetime. We're measuring the weight of a fly's balls. We're talking about everything else but the goddamn subject matter. So I'm just kind of like winging it. Yeah. Yeah. What do we got? Hey. So we started out talking about social experiments. Now we're talking about the moisture that one fucking pubic hair draws in during the course of the lifetime of somebody's goddamn Fruit of the Loom tighty whitey's underwear. That's what we're talking about. Whatever the fuck that means, I don't goddamn know. But we're on here discussing it. Help me out. How did we end up talking about this? I don't. Double B, thank you very much. I don't goddamn know. Thank you for the donation, Mr. Double B. I don't have a goddamn clue. And I think A-Tone, One Love, started this shit, along with a couple of other people on IG. Yeah. Quan said I opened up Pandora's box, and here we are. And that proves my point that I made several months ago. Everybody know every goddamn thing. Everybody want to be the goddamn teacher. I'm just gonna be the goddamn student then. I'm just here. I'm the student way the fuck in the back with a notebook and a pen and piece of paper, a pen and a notebook with the little yellow helmet on, licking the fucking wall in the back because I don't have a clue as to what's going on. I'm just here. Maybe we don't need to call this show tonight Serious Minds. Maybe we need to call this motherfucker Oh, yeah. Whew. Yeah. Maybe just this shit need to be called just seriously. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Someone said, let's get back on the subject. Okay. And someone is attempting to. The social experiment definitely has a lot to do with this. Social media, at least that's where it has transferred to. Thank you, Mac Dillon. Brought the conversation back to something I can understand. Whew. Mr. Mac Dillon saves the day. Social media is a part of the social experiment. Historically, social experimentation has been the cornerstone of white people's what? Darren, you're leaving me hanging. I can't finish that sentence. I'm not a mind reader. A-tone, you finally took a lunch break, and this is what you're asking. There's no punctuation marks. I'm trying to understand. You're making a statement. You said had all white women gone crazy. You're talking about the Karen situation. Is that a social experiment? Help me out. I'm trying to work with me, bro. Jay Lee Ski, you said they clone Tyrone equals Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I think we talked about that already. Okay, well, this is one of them shows where I attempted to have a conversation. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a war cry from the Karens. Okay. They're trying to rally white men. Okay. A-tone. We're going to take your cell phone away from you for a couple of days, bruh. Give your brain a rest. Is TV programming a social experiment? Yes. One of the social experiments that I started studying back in the day, they did a social, well, not back in the day, it wasn't that damn long ago. They did a social experiment where I believe the movie was called War of the Worlds. Can anyone validate that for me? War of the Worlds. Remember the movie? Well, there was an Indian gentleman, I forget his name. He said that there was a social experiment done where they faked a news story, and they said in the news story that people were being kidnapped in India, in a certain village in India. It was fake. People were actually writing in and making footage about them finding the kidnappers, but the story was fake, just like War of the Worlds. Thank you, Daryl. You remember the movie? Okay. All right. There was another social experiment I saw where they had someone chain up a bike, and they had a white guy walk up with burglary tools to steal the bike. And white people's response to him was totally different than the black man who walked up with burglary tools to steal the bike. What do these social experiments prove? Putting the police on social media is a social experiment? Okay. What is it designed to do? All right. A-Tone, if you're the same A-Tone that I know from DC, yeah, bro, you've been eating too many bean pies, bro. For real. A-Tone, I'm gonna be in DC, man. I think it's September, the middle of September. I'm gonna see you, man. I'm gonna bring you a vegan bean pie or something. Put you on a bean pie diet or something. I don't know. You said Orson Welles Smart Pharmacy? Okay. Yes, I remember the white doll, black doll experiment, the social experiment. Yes. I was waiting for someone to bring that up. So you saw the experiment? They said, yeah, so white people can steal and it's okay. But when they see black people doing the same thing, they called the police, I think, within a few minutes. Cop shows, judge shows are a social experiment. Okay. What you're saying is we can't get real justice, so they put it on TV and they just kind of make fun about it. Yeah. Why is the food we eat a social experiment? Bait cars a social experiment. Okay. Need to know said is Oppenheimer a social experiment? Mr. Jomo Kenyatta says some experiments are to see what will the people stand for, or to push you to your limit, to your threshold. All right. Everybody remember the show ABC called What Would You Do comes to mind. Okay. What would you do? All right. Kwan says eugenics is a social experiment. Let me think about that. So social experiments measures the people's response to my pharmacy. Hmm. The show Big Brother is definitely a social experiment. Okay. It's all a test to control people's thinking, their minds. What? Now, Toya Pinky, why are you calling me by my full name? That's a no-no. Griff or Professor Griff will do fine, Toya. Oh, wow. Ben Franklin said the projects is a social experiment. Black Like Me was a book that documented a social experiment. Okay. Which social experiment did it document? So you said white men and black women in advertising and media is a social experiment. Okay. TikTok challenges are ongoing social experiments. All right. Well, I raised the question today because I've witnessed 3 or 4 of them today, and it reminded me of Jane Elliott. It reminded me of what is the doctor, the brother that originally did the doll test? Ken where's my brain? Um, Doctor. His name is right on the tip of my tongue. Somebody give me the doctor's name that did the black and white doll test back in the day, the original one. Doctor, not Poussant. Doctor. Mm, Dr. Clark. Yes. Thank you. What was his full name? so I can remember it from now on. Kenneth Clark, right? I think Dr. Kenneth Clark. Am I correct? Powell and Hobson Dalston. I think that came after Dr. Clark's. I'm not sure. You said the Powell and Hobson Dahl test? Yeah, it was Kenneth Clark and Mamie Clark. Okay. Yeah. That's the one I was talking about. Dr. Kenneth Clark. Yes. All right. So that was the reason why, or the impetus for me coming up with this subject matter tonight, simply because I see these social experiments and I read some of the comments. One woman said, because the Indian gentleman was he's in IT and he worked for Facebook, and he was one of the ones that helped create some of the things that you see on Facebook. Now he's part of that focus group that helped create some of the things that are on Facebook. And one of the comments under it says, it always amazes me how these people become whistleblowers after they made their millions and they're living on some goddamn island somewhere. So now they want to blow the whistle years later. I think that's true. You never hear from them while they're working at Facebook. It's always they've made millions. They don't live among us. They have these cushiony, comfortable lives, snuggled away and tucked away somewhere in some off-brand community with a name that we've never heard of, because sometimes these rich people kind of get together and they make their own communities, which we're kind of like not allowed into. So yeah. Could the jab be a social experiment? No, I think that's a medical experiment. Okay. All right, fam. Y'all have beat my brain up tonight, and I gotta go heal and recover. Yeah, I'm just gonna. This is one of them kind of conversations where you ever read some books that are text and dense and heavy. It gives you a headache. Yeah, one of those kind of situations. After those reading some of that stuff, you don't want to read for the next 2 weeks. Whoo! Yeah. Anyway, thank y'all very much for lending your spirit, your expertise, your know-it-all, your AP class experiments. Who were those? What was the name of those classes in high school when you were in the gifted program and you just went to a different part of the high school? Thank y'all, A-Tone and the rest of y'all that came on to help us out. A-Tone, you out your rabbit ass mind. Oh, yeah, I thought you meant Bend Over Carson. Oh, Billy Carson is dope. I like Billy Carson. I'm going to check him out. Thank you. For a glance there, I thought you said Bend Over Carson. Oh, no, we're not doing Ben Carson. Billy Carson, yeah. Bend Over Carson, no. We're not doing it. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I got to get out of here. I got something to do really important, and that's called get some rest and rest my damn brain. All right. Yeah, Thursday I'm going to come on. I'm going to proceed with caution, Quan. I'm going to have a cartoon like how many crayons are there in a crayon box or something simple. For real, man. Woo, we had some people on here trying to kind of understand the molecular structure of a daggone pubic hair on a mosquito. I was like, wow, yeah, that live on Mars. I'm like, okay, whew. You said, what books would you recommend for folks that don't know where white people came from? I don't know. Message to the Black Man in America by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a good one. I have some very deep, heavy, dense kind of books that you could read. Would you like to see them? Would anyone like to see them before I go get them? Let me know, because I could go right back here and get them to show you. I'm just, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Papers. I will, for the few people that want to see him, let me get him real quick so we can get off of here. Let me see. You're talking about dense and heavy, and I had this brother on a show 2 years ago. I want to bring him back because this shit right here, Kicked Out of Heaven, the untold history of the white races circa 1700 to 1700 AD, Keenan Booker. So if you really want to know, you can start with Message to the Black Man in America, and then it might take you here. And then he has 2 more volumes. Kicked Out of Heaven. Kicked Out of Heaven. Can somebody write that in the chat so other people can get it? Because these books are heavy as hell. Kicked Out of Heaven. Oh, you missed the Thug Puppet? I got him right back here. Figure. He's right back here. Yeah, Figure. He's a thug and a nigga. So his name is Figure. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have a conversation with him later on, because maybe he can understand some of this stuff. Kicked Out of Heaven. Put the author's name so people don't get it twisted. Keenan Booker. This is how you spell his name. Keenan Booker. All right. Keenan Booker. Kicked Out of Heaven. You can start there. I have all 3 of those. Yes, it's a good read. It's dense, but it's good. Yep. I'm thinking Keenan Booker should do a documentary film based on them books. And yeah. Yep. All right, fam. Thank you very much, Tina Ray. Let me put it up for Mr. Keenan Booker. I love you all to life, and thank you all very much for educating. This is the miseducation of Professor Griff today. I really appreciate it. Carrie Ann Ingram, thank you very much for putting it up. Keenan Booker, Kicked Out of Heaven. I don't know what I would do without y'all's intellect and y'all's elevated minds and elevated thinking. For us layman folks down here, it's scraping the bottom of the barrel like me. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Quan, cut it out. I didn't want to make this the comedy hour, but I'm saying, man. Whoo! All right, I gotta go. I love y'all in life. I will see y'all, inshallah. I will see y'all on Thursday, and I promise to come on earlier. Because this late night stuff, man, y'all just got off work and y'all just hit me upside my head. Anyway, if you're still interested in the brain tonic and the resurrection formula, hit me up. My number is 678-557-2919. Now, a lot of people have been getting brain fog, Quan. I was with a group of people, and brothers was telling me, man, they'll go into a room and forget what they came in the damn room for. Resurrection formula, of course, y'all already know what this does, brothers. And of course, the Serious Minds brain tonic. Give me a call. Thank you very much, Quan. Let me post that before you leave. If you would like to purchase Griff's brain tonic or resurrection formula, it's available at www.professorgriff.me, or submit your payment to PayPal, blah, 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 or just call me. Thank you very much, Quan. Quan, I think I'm going to be in Dallas in, I think, November 5th, I believe, 4th or 5th. I keep forgetting to order the brain tonic. Tina Ray, you better get on it. I got about 20 bottles of each, fam. So, all right, hit me up. Love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff. I'm out of here. Peace. Peace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In today's climate, being safe is priority number one. With crime on the rise, we're all left with this magical question: how can I be safe and protect my family? Well, Professor Griff is offering a course that's similar to laser tag, but it's for adults. This safe and firearm-free course will train you in real-life scenarios so that you can avoid being a victim. This course is growing in popularity as a date night out. Add fun and excitement back into your love life, and the reviews are incredible. For more information, call this number below.
According to quantum physics, a particle vibrating from your sound box when you speak can affect a molecule inside a star at the edge of the universe instantly. This is what's known as quantum entanglement. The greatest illusion of the universe is the illusion of separation. Do not say your voice carries no weight. Your words are being absorbed by the edge of infinity. May you create as you speak.
Which means it's too strong.
Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.